Hi there. So this week we're working on bilateral coordination and today's our final day. So this skill is the hardest skill level and it comes along a little later in life. But it is a leading hand with a supporting hand, whichever combination you or your child has with that. What that looks like is that you are trying to complete one task that requires two hands. Or I'll be honest with you, it is much easier if you use two hands. That's what it is. And you can see if your child has difficulty with this. If they try to complete an activity with one hand, when you fully know it would be so much easier if they had a supporting hand with that. So let me show you with our first example. Of course, we'll start with activities more infancy level all the way up to adulthood. So the first example I have, or activity, is a book. So you might see a smaller child kind of have this hand over here, not really helping out, and they're having a really hard time turning the pages. That would be a difficulty with the helper hand assisting. What you would want to see and what you would try to promote with elbow. So I don't tend to move a kid's hand from here. I am usually to the side of them and would move their hand. So they would put their hand on it and then think, oh, I could hold it and then turn a page. Oh my goodness, look how much easier that is, right? So this one is supporting and this one is leading, or dominant and helper. However your therapist uses their words with that, or your school. So books are great for engaging children with this kind of bilateral coordination. Another thing which really requires both hands is I have an old school Jack-in-the-Box, and I'll face it to you, and I would, oh goodness, it wiggles around if I don't have my helper hand here. There it is. Oh my goodness, right? And then again, have the child help you push it down if they're very small. And then you need two hands to do this, right? So your hands are doing different things to support one another to complete a task. So that's the Jack-in-the-Box. There are so many activities with this. This is something that I have over here that you move these guys around. Again, if this would be more wiggly and not on a more if it was more a slippery surface, they would have to, kids are kind of rough. They'd have to hold it down and move the pieces. Something that really is helpful is if the objects are circular. So this is one of my favorite things to work with. Where is my knife? Oh, I know it's around here somewhere, guys. There it is. If I try to cut this with one hand, it's a little tricky, right? If I use my supporting hand, my helper hand to hold it, got it. And again, you can use that language with children. It's very powerful if you stay positive and maybe not blame the hands, like, oh, you use your hand for that. What are you thinking? Or what are you doing? We get frustrated with kids because it looks like it should be easy. You can say, oh, hand, where are you? Or you're rolling around, orange. Those kind of words sound crazy when you and I are talking. It sounds really weird to say, but it really works with children. It doesn't make them feel like they're a failure. It makes them feel empowered to try it a different way. So that's cutting with this. And as you're getting older, things that it works with leading and supporting hand, of course, are scissors. If I've got this hand over here and it's not helping out, this is going to be really hard to cut on a line. But if I have my helper hand here or my supporting hand to hold it, I can cut. And again, there are strategies to help out with remembering to use your supporting hand as well. And as long as we're on paper, writing. This is a slippery piece of paper. Writing takes your supportive or your helper hand. Hold that down so you can write, right? And of course, I'd use a very much smaller writing instrument for a child. So those are some things. Also, holding a bowl and stirring ingredients together, especially something that's going to be hard and take a lot of muscular control, heavy work, would be cookie dough, which is very fun to stir, but also very hard to stir because you really have to get all the ingredients together. Holding a string and putting beads on the string. So this would be my helper hand and my dominant hand that's doing the trickier, more fine, refined skill. So I would hold the string and put the beads on there and then pick it up. Stencils and tracing. Again, at my office, I have a ton of stencils that I would put a piece of paper down, and then I would have to hold the stencil on top and have the child outline it. That definitely requires a supporting and a dominant hand. Zipping, if you have to hold something and zip it up, or buttons, you definitely need two hands for that. And also think about if you're making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need to hold down the piece of bread or something, or hold the container to use the knife to get out the peanut butter or the jelly or the fluff or whatever you're using. Those are a bunch of different ideas. If you have any questions, let me know. And start to think about ways that you use a helper hand and a dominant hand, and it might help you with your child as well. Think about their end. Always ask me questions, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dance Party Friday and Lucy Bacon's birthday. All right, bye-bye, guys.